This video is sponsored by Card Trader, a global marketplace where you can buy and sell TCG cards like the Pokemon trading card game. Please use my code POPNIGHT24 at checkout where you can get 5% off your first purchase. A link will be in the description below. Thank you again to Card Trader for sponsoring this video. Hey guys, in today's video, I'll be showcasing Slowking from the Stellar Crown expansion set. This is all the craze nowadays in the post-rotation format in Japan, and I'm happy to start seeing single price builds starting to rise up again. Slowking is a stage 1 Pokemon with 120 HP, it has 3 retreat cost, minus 30 resistance to fighting, and it is weak to dark type attacks. And what makes Slowking really special is its unique attack, Seek Inspiration. Basically how this attack works is that you discard the top card of your deck, and if it is a Pokemon with no rule box on it, you can choose one of its attack and use it as this attack. So this technically allows you to virtually copy almost any attack that's in the game right now, which is pretty awesome. And not only that, this attack completely ignores the original Pokemon's attack cost, and all you really have to fulfill is that one Psychic and one Colorless Energy. Since we need to put the Pokemon card on top of our deck so we can copy its attack, as of right now, the best way to do this is with the help of the Academy at Night Stadium. Once during each player's turn, that player may put a card from their hand on top of their deck. But we also have Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking. This allows you to search your deck for 2 cards, shuffle your deck, then you place the 2 cards on top of your deck in any order. So now that we have the Pokemon that we want on top of our deck, we can now use Seek Inspiration so that we can copy that Pokemon's attack. But since you have to discard a Pokemon to attack, you'll eventually have to recover them from the discard pile so that you can potentially copy the same attack. And this is why the best A-Spec card for this build is Max Rod. This allows you to put up to 5 in any combination of Pokemon and basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. However, we do have other options for recovery, such as the Night Stretcher. This allows you to put either a Pokemon or a basic energy card from your discard pile into your hand. And we also have Lana's Aid. This allows you to put up to 3 in any combination of non-rule box Pokemon and or basic energies from your discard pile into your hand. To energize our attacks though, we'll be using Xatu with a Clairvoyant Sense ability. Once during your turn, you may attach a basic Psychic Energy card from your hand to one of your benched Pokemon. And if you do, you can also draw 2 cards. This is such a great way for energizing Slowking's attacks, as well as helping us to draw extra cards. And you can also use Reversal Energy, which activates if your opponent has more prizes than you. This will act as 3 energies of every type when attached to one of your evolution, non-rule box Pokemon. So exactly what attacks can Slowking copy that are so effective and powerful, especially after rotation? Well, the most popular is KYUREM. It has the Trifrost attack. You discard all energies from this Pokemon, but you get to target 3 of your opponent's Pokemon and deal 110 damage each. Especially after rotation, Manaphy will no longer be in the format, so majority of your opponent's bench will not be protected from damage and will be ripe for the taking. However, just keep in mind that any Terra Pokemon or any of your opponent that uses Rabsca with the Spherical Shield ability can still block bench damage. But in most cases, this attack can definitely net you 3 prizes at a time. Also, it is worth noting that since you do have to discard your energies after using KYUREM's attack, your Slowking will be stuck in the active with no energies on it, which is why having Jet Energy in this deck helps to switch one of your other Slowkings from your bench into the active spot. In a single turn, you can even fully energize one of your bench Slowking by accelerating an energy to it with the help of Xatu's ability. Then when you attach the Jet Energy on it, you can switch your new Slowking into the active spot ready to attack. And the next attack we'll be copying is from Regigigas with the Jewel Breaker attack. It deals 100 plus base damage, however, if the defending Pokemon is a Terra Pokemon, this attack deals 330 damage instead. This attack is so powerful that it basically has the potential to one-hit knock out most Terra Pokemon in the game right now. Next, we also have Conkeldurr, more for its attack Gutsy Swing, which can hit for a whopping 250 damage. So we're using this mostly for its high damage output. And finally, we also have this Annihilate, more for its Destined Fight attack, which just basically knocks out both active Pokemon. This attack can definitely come in clutch because if you can give up just 1 prize in order for you to take your opponent's 2 prize Pokemon, the instant prize trade could just win you the game. It is worth noting though that as an early game attacker, Budew is just so good. If you can hit your opponent with Itchy Pollen early on in the game, you'll be preventing them from using any of their item cards during their turn. You may just slow them down significantly enough while you set up your Slowking. Overall though, Slowking is slowly becoming one of my favorite cards in the format right now. This is basically a single price counterpart to Regidrago V-Star, which can copy any dragon type attacks from Pokemon in the discard pile. But of course that will be rotating out in the standard format this year as well. But the variations you can have with Slowking is almost endless, and the fact that it's been winning competitively makes it even more amazing. Anyways, that's pretty much it. You can find the complete deck list in the description below, and now please enjoy the following gameplay videos showcasing Slowking. Before we get into the video, I have a small request. If you're liking the content I create, please leave a like to this video and please support this channel by subscribing if you haven't already. This is a small click for you, but for me, it means a lot. Thank you so much for all of your support. Alright, on to our first match. I will be going first here. Both players had to mulligan. And we will be going against Charizard EX. So gauging this matchup, we should be able to win this with the help of REGIGIGAS, which can one-hit knock out Charizard EX. And of course, we do have that 1-2 price trade advantage. We're going to start off with a Luminian V interactive, but it is our turn. Let's go ahead and use up our Buddy Poffin. We can set up our Badoo and Slowpoke, and with this other one, we can set up Tatsugiri and another Slowpoke. It's always good to have two attackers set up on your board at all times. And I'm just going to retreat into Tatsugiri, use attract customers, and we got an Iono, which is pretty good. And I'm just going to end my turn here. So let's see how well my opponent sets up here. But no, they're just going to attach an energy and pass. Oh no. Well, we can start evolving. We can evolve into Xatu. We can evolve into Slowking. Recover this energy. Clairvoyant Sense to attach to Slowking. Draw 2. We have a Slowking fully energized, but we still need to find an attack to copy. And we need to get this Tatsugiri out of the active spot. We got Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking. That would have been nice earlier, but it's a little too late. I'm just going to use Iono then. So we got another Slowking. Can set up Festendipity EX, and I'm just going to end my turn. See, Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking would have been good because we needed Jet Energy to switch Slowking into the active spot. And probably Conkeldurr, because it's the only attack we can copy to actually knock out this Luminian V. So if we had set those up with Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking on top of our deck, use Xatu to draw into them, we would have won last turn already. But you know what? That's sequencing for you guys, and there's really no guarantee that we would have gotten the cards that we had last turn. But now, that gave my opponent an opportunity to set up their board. Thanks to Precious Trolley, they now have a bunch of Charmanders and Duskulls on their bench, and now they're going to attack with Badoo to item lock us. But we should be okay. I think we have all the components we need here to start attacking next turn even. But we'll see. So they're gonna use Itchy Pollen. We're now item locked. We can use Xatu to attach an energy, draw 2, but nothing too useful. Let's use attract customers. We got Lana's Aid. Okay. Not what I needed right now. I'm probably just going to use Jet Energy here to switch Badoo. And I'm also going to use Itchy Pollen to item lock my opponent. At least that guarantees me that they're not going to evolve into Charizard EX or Dusknoir. So a lot of our Pokemon should be safe for the meantime. They will evolve into Dusclops though, and they're going to use Curse Blast to knock out our Badoo. But that also knocks out their Pokemon, and I'm okay with that. So both players gets 1 prize each, and we're gonna switch out our plan here. We need to get KYUREM, and actually knocking out our Pokemon is fine because now we can use Festendipity EX to draw extra cards next turn. Hopefully, we can get that KYUREM that we need to attack. But for now, my opponent will use Boss's Orders to put Tatsugiri into the active spot. But that's okay. We have energy to attach to just retreat it. And they're going to go ahead and just use Itchy Pollen once again. So let's go ahead and use Flip the Script. And there it is. We got KYUREM. I think we have all the components we need here to actually get multiple knockouts. Let's go ahead and use Xatu first. Attach an energy. Okay, cool. I'll use this to retreat Tatsugiri into Slowking. Set up another Slowpoke. And then we can use Academy at Night to put KYUREM on top of our deck. And now we can use Seek Inspiration. So we can use Trifrost, and I think I'm gonna knock out these two and also put damage counters to their Luminian V. So that's gonna get us 2 prizes. And we got another KYUREM. Look at that, guys. Slowking is pretty cool, actually. With the right setup, you can even do this as early as your second turn, which is pretty insane. So with that, my opponent can evolve into Charizard EX, and that's okay. Because as long as we can fully energize our other Slowking, we should be okay. If we can just get Jet Energy, we can power up our bench Slowking now, and then just use KYUREM again, knock out this Badoo, and then knock out their Luminian V, and that's gonna get us 3 prizes to win the game. So if everything goes according to plan, we should be fine. Yeah, so we already used up 1 Jet Energy. We still have 3 available, and they're just gonna knock out our Slowking with Charizard EX. I mean, I can knock out this guy with REGIGIGAS, but hey, we got Jet Energy from our top deck. The heart of the cards. Well, let's go ahead and use this to put our Slowking into the active spot. Academy at Night, our KYUREM on top of our deck, and Seek Inspiration to get, you know what? We're gonna get 4 prizes here, guys. Knock out their Luminian V, Charmander, and their Badoo. And that's gonna win us the game. That's insane. And there you have it, guys. Good game. Alright, on to our next match. This time, we're gonna start with a Badoo in the active spot. And my opponent actually won the coin flip, but they let us go first, which I'm okay with. And we got Buddy Buddy Poffin. Let's go ahead and set up our Natu and Slowpoke. And then we have Nest Ball. I think I'm gonna set up another Slowpoke here. Again, it's always good to have 2 attacking Pokemon set up on your board at all times. And Squawkabilly EX, you don't have to use it if you think you have a pretty good opening hand. But this time, I think I'll have to use it. So I'll get KYUREM. I can discard this, Squawk and Seize, draw 6. And I could just recover those Pokemon cards anyways. And I'll attach an energy to one of my Slowpokes. And I can't attack right now, so I'm just gonna end my turn. So next turn, we have Academy at Night already. We just need to recover Slowking. And we have another copy of KYUREM in the deck. Hopefully it's not prized. And we can just retreat our Badoo. And we can use KYUREM. Okay, so with the Nest Ball, my opponent will set up Rotom V. Hey, speaking of, we got KYUREM from our top deck. That's insane. Okay, let's go ahead and recover Xatu, actually. That way we have a chance to draw extra cards. I could use Cypher Meanings Code Breaking as well. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And I need Slowking. And what can I use to attack here? I could just get Max Rod. Yeah, let's do that. Use Clairvoyant Sense, attach an energy, draw 2. We got Slowking. And then yeah, I could just use KYUREM again, right? So we have 2 available anyways, that's fine. So let's go ahead and Academy at Night, Seek Inspiration, Trifrost to deal 110 damage to both their Pokemon, knocking out their Duskull. And then we got our first prize of the game. So we got Psychic Energy, which we can attach with Xatu. And they're going to counter capture our Slowpoke. Okay. That actually helps us out a little bit. And they're going to Iono. Okay. As long as we can get a Jet Energy, that would be awesome. But we did not. Okay. But we do have a bunch of Night Stretchers, so that's going to help us for sure. So we're going against Dragapult EX, actually. And they're just going to instant charge. Okay. Hey, we got Jet Energy. Look at that. The heart of the cards. That's insane. Let's go ahead and use Jet Energy. We can use Night Stretcher. We can even use Lana's Aid, to be honest with you. We can recover this. And then... yeah, let's just go ahead and use Lana's Aid. I can recover these 3. Can evolve into another Slowking. And then... Academy at Night. We're just gonna prevent our opponent from setting up their Dragapult. Seek Inspiration. KYUREM attack. Copy Trifrost. And we're just gonna knock out these 3 Pokemon. And we're gonna get 4 prizes for that. Look at that. And they're gonna concede! Alright, moving on now to our next match. This time we're gonna start with a Natsu in the active spot. We also have Slowpoke. And our opening hand looks pretty bad, but at least we have Ultra Ball. We can definitely use that to help us out. And we're going against Raging Bolt EX. Alright, this is gonna be a tough matchup, but we're gonna do our best. And we did draw into Buddy Buddy Poffins, so I'm gonna use this to get Badoo and another Slowpoke set up on my bench. And I'm gonna use Ultra Ball here. Hopefully our Squawkabilly EX is not prized. And there it is, nice. That way we can draw more cards, hopefully get us supporter card that we need so that we can draw more cards next turn. So we got another Poffin, and this time I'm gonna set up Tatsugiri. We do have Jet Energy in our hand. We'll switch that into the active spot, keeping our Natu safe on our bench, and we're just gonna use its ability. We didn't get any other supporter cards, but that's fine. We have Iono. We can use that to draw more cards next turn. So going against Raging Bolt EX, this is gonna be a tough matchup. Although it is a very linear attacker, so we're definitely going to take advantage of the 2-1 price trade advantage. So, I mean, we can 2-hit knockout majority of their Pokemon on their bench. But unfortunately, even their single price Pokemon will be tough to knock out. Because KYUREM's attack only deals 110 damage, but at least we can 2-hit knock out their Fazandipity EX. That's going to get us 2 prizes. This Raging Bolt EX will be a lot tougher to knock out though. We'll probably have to use Conkeldur's attack to knock it out, or even Annihilate. But Ogerpon will be immune to bench damage because it is our Terra Pokemon, but we can also use our Regigigas to knock it out. But my opponent did not attack, and they're just gonna pass it on to us. So at least we can evolve into a Xatu now, and Tatsugiri gets us another Iono, so we're just gonna use that. And I might as well just attach an energy to Slowpoke, use Iono. And then we got Conkeldurr. Alright, we got Slowking as well. And we can retreat. But what we need is Academy at Night to put Conkeldurr on the top of our deck. So, unfortunately, we will not be able to do that during this turn. So what I'm going to do is just retreat into Badoo. I'm going to stall a little bit by using Itchy Pollen, dealing 10 damage to Raging Bolt EX, and now my opponent cannot use any item cards. They did attach Bravery Charm on Raging Bolt, adding 50 more HP to it, so it's gonna be a lot tougher to knock out now. Conkeldurr only deals 250 damage max, so even that will not knock out Raging Bolt EX. So I'm probably just gonna have to weaken it a little bit. But we do have Cypher Maniacs, Code Breaking, and my opponent is gonna pass again. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and use Cypher Maniac and then get KYUREM, get Academy at Night Stadium in line on our deck, and then I'm just gonna retreat into Slowking, then use Seek Inspirations. That way we can use Trifrost. And what I'm going to do is deal damage to Raging Bolt EX. Put it within knockout range of our Conkeldurr's attack. And then I'm going to put 110 damage also to their Fazandipity EX and their Radiant Greninja. So we can easily get 3 prizes to those 2 benched Pokemon. But we'll need a stronger attack to knock out their Raging Bolt EX. So it did help that my opponent wasn't able to attack the first 2 turns. So we did survive this far. And I think Badoo did help a little bit with that, thanks to the item lock. But let's see if we can press on with this. I mean, most probably my opponent will just knock out my active Slowking. The only thing is that we have Squawkabilly EX as a liability, so my opponent can get 2 prizes for knocking that out. So we have to kind of plan ahead and see what we could do. So my opponent will just attack, dealing 140 damage to knock out our Slowking. Let me pivot into Badoo. It has a free retreat, so we can just retreat back. So now we have Academy at Night. We can put Conkeldurr on the top of our deck, and then what we can do is just use Lana's Aid to recover KYUREM again, and then get Slowpoke so we can start building up another attacker, a backup attacker. I'll use Xatu to accelerate an energy. We have Night Stretcher, but we don't have any basic energy on our bench, so this is gonna be tough because now we can't even attack this turn. So I might just have to stall again with Badoo with Itchy Pollen. So at this point, my opponents should not be able to retreat the Raging Bolt EX. And they can't use any Pokemon Catcher either to gust up any of our benched Pokemon into the active spot. Because Raging Bolt EX usually just uses the Pokemon Catcher item card to gust up Pokemon from the bench. They're going to use Professor Sada's Vitality to accelerate energies to Raging Bolt EX. And now they can use Bellowing Thunder once again. They're going to take another knockout against Badoo. And at least now we can use Pheasantipity EX. I think we'll have to do that. And even with the Max Rod, we can't really recover anything. So I'll just have to use this to get Pheasantipity EX. Use Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking to guarantee us our energies. So I'll just do that. Get a bunch of basic energies and put it on top of our deck. Use Flip the Script, draw 3. Now we can use Clairvoyant Sense to attach to this Slowpoke. And we have all the energies that we need now to attack with our Slowking. So, what I'm gonna do is just attach an energy, use Ultra Ball to get Regigigas to prepare for their Ogerpon, use Night Stretcher to get another Slowking to evolve this, so we'll be ready for next turn. And then we're just gonna use Academy at Night, put Conkeldurr in the top of our deck, and then I'm just gonna attack. Seek Inspiration, use Gutsy Swing to deal 250 damage, knocking out their Raging Bolt EX, getting us our first 2 prizes. So that was a pretty tough knockout, man. It took us 3 turns or 4 turns just to knock out 1 Raging Bolt EX. But thankfully we do have 3 prizes in line. We just have to knock out those 2 Pokemon that has damage already. And with no other energies on their Raging Bolt EX, we should be fine. And this Ogerpon EX should be easy to knock out. But they will use Crispin with 2 different energies from their deck. They can attach 1, and then they can also attach for turn. Okay, they found Professor Sada's Vitality, but they already used up their supporter card for turn. They use Energy Retrieval to recover energies from the discard pile back to their hand, and they will continue to draw with Ogerpon EX. So with enough energies, they can definitely knock out our Slowking. They're going to try for Pokemon Catcher, but failed, thankfully. And they're going to use Myriad Leaf Shower to knock out our Slowking. But we do have another one ready to go, and we have Max Rod to recover more and be able to set them up. So let's go ahead and recover these. We got Conkeldurr back in our hand and more energies, and then we'll set up another Slowpoke. So we'll continue to energize with Xatu, draw more cards, and then we can attach an energy to fully power up our Slowking. And then we can still use Flip the Script. We even got Boss's Orders. Okay. Go ahead and use Academy at Night. I'm just gonna use Regigigas for now. I'm just gonna take out this Ogerpon EX and get 2 prizes from it. And we're gonna use Jewel Breaker, dealing 330 damage, knocking out their Ogerpon EX. Again, getting us 2 more prizes. And we even got Annihilate. So even if they present their Raging Bolt EX in the active spot, even if they add HP onto it, we'll be able to knock it out with Annihilate. But either way, we should be able to use KYUREM's attack as well to target their 2 benched Pokemon and take 3 prizes that way. So we have a lot of win conditions here, as long as my opponent does not mess up our hand. Maybe they have a hidden Iono or something. But they're gonna go for Prime Catcher, getting our Fezandipity EX in the active spot. It is weak to fighting, and unfortunately Slitherwing will take a knockout, getting 2 prizes. And now we can't use Annihilate to give up a prize, because we're not gonna win that way. So we have no other choice. We're just gonna use KYUREM's attack. Trifrost to knock out both, actually 3 Pokemon. We're gonna knock out Slitherwing, their Radiant Greninja, and Fezandipity EX, getting 4 prizes. But all we really need is 2 prizes to win us the game. Good game. Alright, let's move on to our next match. This time I'm gonna start with Tatsugiri in the active spot. I also have Slowpoke on my bench. And I don't know what it is, guys, but for some reason I'm noticing that I keep starting with Lana's Aid. Of all the support cards I have in this deck, it's always Lana's Aid. We got KYUREM. Let's go ahead and use Buddy Buddy Poffin, and I'm gonna set up 2 Natus this time. Attach an energy, then we can use Tatsugiri. See, I'm telling you, I get another Lana's Aid. I don't know what it is. But anyways, I'm just gonna end my turn. And my opponent will start with Radiant Alakazam in their active spot, and with Buddy Buddy Poffin, they will set up 2 Dreepies. So we're going against Dragapult EX. This is actually a pretty scary matchup for me. If my opponent manages to evolve into Dragapult EX, I feel like it's gonna be game over for us. So now it's our turn again, and we got an Iono with Tatsugiri this time. And we still have a lot of cards that we need to fully set up here. So I'll just use Ultra Ball, discard those 2. I could just recover them later. And then I'm gonna get Xatu. I'm hoping to get an energy with Iono. Maybe we can get Slowking and a Stadium. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm gonna use Iono. We got Xatu. Okay. Another Slowpoke, which is good. And an energy. Maybe we can draw into it. Let's use Clairvoyant Sense, attach another energy to Slowpoke, and unfortunately we did not get it. I might have to stall here. So I'll get Badoo with Nest Ball, and I'll just have to hard retreat my Slowpoke. And I'm just gonna use Itchy Pollen, deal 10 damage to their Radiant Alakazam. And now item locking my opponent. They will not be able to use Rare Candy to evolve into Dragapult EX, but they will evolve into Dracloak. Now they can use Recon Directive. They look at the top 2 cards of their deck, put 1 on the bottom, and then they keep the other one in their hand. And they'll set up another Pokemon that is Duskull, and they will pass. They're fully energized. They just need to search for a Dragapult EX. But we're not getting the cards that we need here. This is not good. And I'm probably just gonna get this basic energy. That way I can use the other Xatu. Draw 2 more cards. Alright, well, we got another energy. I might as well put this on my Slowpoke. Use Iono. Okay, we got Academy at Night, but we still did not get Slowking. So close, so close. I might just have to stall again. So let me use Itchy Pollen. I just hope they don't draw into the Dragapult. But then again, they still have to get this Radiant Alakazam out of the active spot. and we are slowly damaging it, so it's within knockout range of KYUREM's attack, so we can get another prize by knocking this guy out. So at least with the item lock, I know they can't evolve into Dusknoir or into Dragapult EX, and my opponent missed it. Alright, cool. I might have to just use Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking. Let me go ahead and use Tatsugiri first. Another Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking. I'll just leave it in the deck. And yeah, I need that Slowking. So let me just use Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking. Get Slowking on the top of my deck, followed by let's see here, Regigigas. So if they manage to evolve into Dragapult EX, we'll have counter to it. We can just knock it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and just use Badoo one more time, item locking my opponent again. So Badoo is doing its job, man. We're just stalling quite a bit here. Again, my opponent did not evolve into Dragapult EX. Now we have our Slowking. And yeah, thankfully, Dracloak is still within knockout range of KYUREM's attack, so we're just gonna put it on top of our deck and use Seek Inspiration, use Trifrost, and we're just gonna knock out this Duskull. My opponent concedes. Alright, on to our final match, and unfortunately we're starting with KYUREM in the active spot, and we're going against Gardevoir EX, another tough matchup. But starting with KYUREM is really bad because there's really no way for us to remove it from play unless your opponent knocks it out. But thankfully, we have another copy in the deck. So my opponent will be going first. They have Ralts in their active. They also have Radiant Greninja, and they're just going to pass. Alright. Well, we have Buddy Buddy Poffin. Let's go ahead and set up Slowpoke and Natu. And I can put Academy at Night in play. Let me go ahead and use Jet Energy, because we can always recover basic energies, but not special energies. And then I'm going to use Iono. Okay, we got another KYUREM, which is kind of good. And then with the Nest Ball, I think I'm going to go for another Slowpoke. And I'm going to preserve KYUREM, so I can use Quack and Seize, discard all of my cards here, draw 6, and I'm just gonna end my turn. So I'm not sure if my opponent can evolve into Gardevoir EX, get their attackers out soon enough, but yeah, with a bunch of Drifloons, we should be able to take multiple knockouts with KYUREM's attack. But then again, with Bravery Charm, that adds 50 more HP and actually puts it outside of the knockout range. So that's not good. But at least they can't energize it with Gardevoir, because unless you can put damage counters, they can't attach an energy without putting damage counters to their Drifloon. So they're gonna end their turn. We can evolve into Xatu and Slowking, and we do have energies on our discard pile, so let me just go ahead and use Max Rod, recover these, and then I can use Clairvoyant Sense to draw 2 cards while attaching an energy to Slowpoke. And then, I mean, there's really no way for me to attack, so I'm just gonna wing it. And hey, we got we got a Conkeldurr, so I'll just go ahead and use the 250 damage to knock out their Drifloon. That's insane. We actually got a Pokemon which attack we can copy. That's pretty awesome. But having it in the discard pile makes it available to us now, and we can just easily recover it with Night Stretcher. So let's see if my opponent can set up here. They finally evolve into Gardevoir EX. Now they can start accelerating those discarded Psychic energies. And again, each time they use Psychic Embrace ability, they'll have to put 2 damage counters to the Pokemon they attach the energies to. So with 6 damage counters to Drifloon multiplied by 3, that's more than enough to knock out our Slowking. But yeah, if we can set up another one, we can definitely use KYUREM to take multiple knockouts, and hopefully we can win it. Alright, so my opponent takes their first prize, and thankfully we have Ultra Ball. So let me go ahead and discard Xatu and Regigigas. I don't think Regigigas will be of any help in this match anyways. And then I'm going to get Pheasantipity EX, use Flip the Script, draw 3. And I can use Night Stretcher to get an energy. Use Ultra Ball to discard these two, which I don't think I will need. And then I can get Slowking. Let me use Clairvoyant Sense first. Attach, draw 2. And we got Reversal Energy. Okay, that's a good thing. Again, there's no way for us to put KYUREM on the top of our deck, so let me go ahead and use Lana's Aid. Let me recover Slowpoke, Slowking, and Conkeldurr. Evolve this, and then I'm gonna try again. Seek Inspiration, but this time we failed it. It wasn't energy, and we could not get an attack out. But yeah, the reversal energy does not take into effect unless my opponent has taken more prizes than I have. So I could have used Slowking's second attack to possibly knock out Drifloon, but we have an even price trade right now, so I couldn't really attack other than with Seek Inspiration. So now my opponent has another chance to knock out my Slowking in the active spot, but okay. They're gonna use Penny to remove the other Drifloon. They're gonna retreat into another Drifloon. Put the Drifloon back. I'm sorry, I don't understand what my opponent's trying to do here, but okay. They're gonna put Bravery Charm to the active Drifloon this time. Okay, they're gonna evolve into Drifblim. It deals 50 damage for each Drifloon and Drifblim with damage counters on it, and they're just gonna pass. Okay, I feel like Drifloon can deal more damage than that one, but alright. Well, my opponent did not attack, so our Slowking actually survives. Let me go ahead and use Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking, and I'm gonna go ahead and get Annihilate. We can also use his first attack, and then I'm gonna put Academy at Night next in line. So I'm just gonna use Seek Inspiration, and this time I'm gonna use Tantrum. Just deal 130 damage, knock out their Drifloon, and then we get another prize. So at least our Slowking will survive, and it is confused though, but it's fine. We can always just switch out our other Slowking if we need to, but most likely my opponent will just knock it out during this turn anyways. But if they attack with Drifblim, it will actually damage their benched Drifloon. So either way, whatever my opponent decides to do, we will have something to counter their Pokemon. So even if they attack with Gardevoir EX, hopefully we can recover our Annihilate and instantly knock it out. And again, the 2-to-1 price trade is always going to be in our favor. So a bunch more Bravery Charm goes to their Drifloon, increasing their HP, but because they attack with Drifblim, they actually deal damage to their Drifloons. And you know what, guys? That actually puts in within knockout range of our KYUREM, and we got Academy at Night. We can even draw 3 more cards with Flip the Script, and you know what, guys? Let's go ahead and take advantage of this. We have another energy to power up our Slowking. We can use Academy at Night to put KYUREM on top of our deck. And now we can use Seek Inspiration. I'm just going to use Trifrost here. And I'm just going to knock out, let's see, these 3 attackers. And go from there. And there you have it. 3 prizes. I'm not sure if my opponent was expecting that, but I'm happy with that result. But I don't know. My opponent's been doing some weird decisions, but it is what it is. We've taken out all of their attackers. I don't know if my opponent can recover them, put them back into play, and then start attacking again. And again, if they put Gardevoir EX in the active spot to try and attack, we can always just try and find a recovery item or Lana's Aid to get Annihilate and deal an instant knockout. But seeing from my opponent's inactivity, I feel like they've just given up. Yeah, they didn't even do anything. So we only need 1 more prize anyways. But we need to energize our Slowking. Let me go ahead and use Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking. I can actually get Jet Energy and Night Stretcher. So I can use Clairvoyant Sense to draw into those 2. Energize my Slowpoke. We can evolve into Slowking. Use Jet Energy to go into the active spot. And I could just use Conkeldur's attack here and just knock out this Radiant Greninja. And I'm going to use Gutsy Swing to deal 250 damage, getting us our last prize. Alright, good game. And that's it for the video. Thank you all so much for watching the Popsicleknight channel, and until next time, please stay safe and have a great day.